Hi, welcome to Cake Gist. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make an Xbox controller cake topper. So our Xbox controller cake topper is going to be in black. I have already colored my sugar paste in black, and as you can see, I'm just trying to make it warm by working on it. So that is the white sugar paste, and I use the Pro Gel black food coloring. I finished up the job using the color splash because I didn't have enough of the Pro Gel brand. So color splash is also a very good brand to use. So keep kneading your sugar paste until it's very smooth and very pliable, and that's what I'm doing. And then we're going to roll it into a ball. We're removing, the reason why we're molding and we are kneading it is just to make sure all the creases are removed. We want it to look as smooth as possible. So as you can see, it's looking quite smooth, and I'm going to roll it into a ball first, and like that, then into like an oval shape, because the Xbox is controller is not actually a perfect square. It's just kind of a rounded shape device. So using my rolling pin to flatten it, and this is where all the controls will go on the controller, the top part of it. So we'll make it flat, and not too flat because we're not making something that is really flat. It's just, it has to be thick because we know that an Xbox is quite thick. So I'm making it wider to have a wider surface for all my controls to go on. Now I'm going to introduce my smoother just to press it to the side, because the sides are rounded and I don't want a rounded side. I want my sides to be straight and slanting, and that's what I've done here. So I am going to use an image that I googled online to just guide me with my molding. So I'm going to look at a real Xbox controller online, and I will use that as a guide for me to mold this this sugar paste. So now we have something that is beginning to take a kind of shape. It's not really an Xbox controller yet, but we're getting there. And this is when we have to use our knife to cut into the bottom part of the sugar paste, and this will be the bottom part of our controller. It's like a V shape, so I'm not cutting straight into it. So you can see there's a slant to it outside. I'm slanting outside, and I'm going to cut that chunk out, and I will use my fingers to mold it and make it smooth. So that chunk is going to be cut out of the sugar paste, and that will be the bottom part of our controller. So that's what I'm doing now. So I'm cutting that bottom chunk off. Remember, it is not a straight cut to it at the sides, so just use your eyes to make sure that both the pointed sides, the remaining pointed sides, that they are uniform. So the one on the left and the right, that they're the same size. You don't want something that's going to look lopsided. We want it to look as realistic as possible. Now, so I've just cut that piece off, and I'm going to continue to to mold until I get my desired shape. And like I said, use a real image to be your guide. Just look at what you're doing, look at the real image itself, and continue to mold. Your fingers and the warmth of your fingers will actually help at this time. If it gets too sticky, use a bit of cornstarch. This will prevent it from sticking to the work surface and also sticking to your hands. But continue to mold. This is not the time to say that, well, it looks like it, because right now it doesn't look like it. It actually looks like a funny Xbox. So we need to do a lot of work on this sugar paste for us to get our desired look. So I'm just going to use the knife to just make the sides in there, just lift it up a little bit and do the same to the other side. The reason why I'm doing this is because it's lined too flat on the work surface, and we don't want that. I don't want the sides to be lined too flat on the work surface. I'm not cutting into it. I'm just using the knife to lift it up a bit. These things, there's no fast rule to it. There's no particular rule to it. And it's just you just looking at what you're doing and thinking what can make this better. So now you can see that I have made the front part of the sugar paste boxier, so it's not too rounded now. I've pushed it in so that it's not too rounded. It looks a bit boxy, and that's just what you want, because that's how a real Xbox looks like. Not too rounded, but boxy in front. So it's kind of not a perfect straight, but it's not rounded either. So just kind of in between. So that front part is going to have an indent, and I was thinking, what can I use? So the only thing that came to my mind was my smoother. Bear in mind, the smoother has a rounded top, and I felt, well, let's try it, and I can use my fingers or a straight flat implement to make it sharper. And I did that. So all you need to do is just put your smoother on there, press it down, not too hard, but just enough for you to have that indent there. And when I got that effect, I'm like, well, wow, that worked. But now it's time for me to make it straighter by the sides. So I use my knife. You can use a small ruler if you have one. You can use a table knife. I just have my knife by my side, and I just use that to press down a bit. We are not cutting, we're just pressing to make it straight. So as you can see, I'm going to move the sugar paste towards the camera so you can see what I'm doing properly. My fingers, I'm also using my fingers to make it straighter and not rounded. That I'm talking about the indents now. Just that's where the Xbox logo is going to sit. So I'm moving it now towards the camera, and you can see. So using my fingers to make sure that we don't have a rounded indent from the smoother that I use. So you can see that the top part of the indent is straight, and that's just what I need. So boxy, straight, and it's looking good. So I'm going to go ahead and start making the controls that's going to sit on it. I will see you in the next video, and I will show you what I've done with the controls. The cornstarch is just to prevent it from sticking, because it was getting sticky. Just that's cornstarch that I put there, and it helps a bit, and it just helps your fingers to glide over your sugar paste. So this is just like the beginning of this control. See you later.